Welcome back to another episode of Flower Gold Wizards in the Can. This is the can. There's over 52 grams of gold and other items that people from around the world donate to go into this can. And when I hit 7,000 subscribers, I'm giving it away. Let's see what I'm putting in the can today. Okay, today what we're putting in the can. Now originally, I bought this bag of pay dirt from a channel that I watched, the 3 Nuggeteers prospecting channel. All right, those guys are pretty cool cats, and they do get some great looking gold from out on the Yuba out in California. And, I bought this initially to, to support their channel and, in their business, and I was going to put it in the can. Well, they saw that I bought that on their site, and they sent along an extra package to put in the can. Now, these guys have already donated to the can a while back, and it was fantastic. If I'm not mistaken, there was like three grams of gold in there. That was amazing. It was awesome stuff. And they sent this here letter. Hi, Jason. Thank you so much for the support. We have really enjoyed watching your channel grow and being a part of the Flower Gold Wizard family. They are patrons of mine, and I thank you guys for that. We hope you enjoy the pay dirt. Oh, and we threw in a little extra bag for the can. Much love from Callie, the 3 Nuggeteers. Well, you can't beat that. So we're going to do just that. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to go about doing this yet. This is a pretty big heavy bag. And then this one here is not quite as heavy. But there's going to be some awesome gold in there from my experience with that. So let me turn the camera off and I'll figure something out. Back in a bit. But first, break time. Now I've been so darn spoiled here, and I'll tell you why. Because this Devin Gold VDR sluice system matting that Infinity Prospecting sent me is the bomb. It is the bomb. And they also sent me this little cleanup sluice here. Now I could make mincemeat out of these piles of pay dirt real quick with that little cleanup sluice, and I've been using the crap out of it because it's an amazing piece of equipment, and I love it. But I hardly ever do any panning anymore, so I think what I'm going to do is scan by all these patron prizes. And I've got a tub set up here, and I've got a 10-inch Garrett gravity trap pan, and it fits in this tub real nicely, and that's not that much material that I can't pan that effectively, and I really enjoy panning too. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those bags there, and we're gonna do a little panning. Back in a bit. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off with this 1/4 gram bag. Isn't that a nice handsome bag? I tell you what, we'll get rid of that. I got that dumped in there already, and I want to show you something. Just dumping that in there. You see all that stuff floating? There's a lot of black sand, and I haven't really scanned over it yet for gold, but that is water tension right there. That is why gold floats. So we'll just use a little bit of jet dry finish, throw that on there, and instantly that stuff sank. All right, now gold is hydrophobic. That's why it floats. So I'm going to add just a little bit more to this water here, and we're going to begin to panning. I always have enjoyed panning. I really have. It's relaxing, unless you're out in -20, and I do that all winter long. I never take breaks from prospecting. You guys know that have been watching my videos. Or if it's, above 80, I really do not care for the heat. But I'm in my shop, and it's relatively cool in here, and I have 45 fresh, cold PBRs. Okay, now I'm getting this down with this little 10-inch Garrett gravity trap rather quickly because gold is awful heavy, and there's a good amount of light wash sand in here, and it's turning black now. Boy, oh boy, look at that, good and black. So I'm going to keep working that down. I'll show you how good and black it is, and then I'll pick it up when we can see something exciting other than black. See how black that is? There's a lot of black sand in there, so it's going to take me just a minute. Back in a bit. All right, slight change of plans. Now this stuff has quite a bit of black sand in it, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to do another demonstration on how I like to pan my black sand. This is a really a nice example of a nice mix of black sand. It's got some really coarse stuff in there and your usual absolute powder fine black sand in there. And I got it pulled back just a little bit. As you can see, here's my main pile, and I can already see gold showing through the corners here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'll run all this stuff down here. There's no gold in there. I've been watching. Okay, now I'm going to flatten that out real nicely. Give it the top just a little bit of a tap to draw the gold up to that edge right in there. Now granted, I'm doing this upside down, so cut me a little slack. And I'm going to start pulling some of that black sand back. Now I like to maneuver the pan around left and right just a little bit to agitate that black sand to get it to move across the surface of this pan. Because the goal here is to get the gold to touch the surface of the pan. That's what's going to keep it from washing with the water. If I was doing this on glass, everything would just wash down, but this plastic on this pan has a certain amount of friction. And the gold being the heaviest is going to be one of the last things to move in the pan. So what I'm doing now is I'm just flattening everything out, trying to get everything to come in contact with the surface of the pan as I'm drawing that sand back towards me, okay? And you really can get the hang of it quite quickly. It's just a matter of a little bit of patience and cadence, you know, and how many beers you got in the fridge. All right, now I can see gold kind of speckled all throughout in there. There's some and there's some. I'm just going to take my finger and push that right up to the top, flatten it out, tap the top again, and continue the process. Now, it's nice to have this area right here cleared real nice so you can see if there's any gold showing up coming down with the black sand you're washing down to this end. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll wash that all down to a smaller pile, flatten that one out, and I'll keep washing it back. Now you see all that gold's really starting to stack up on that edge. When I shake it back and forth, I tip the pan that way just a little bit, and that makes the gold fall that way just a little bit and the sand not as fast, all right? So I can continue pulling more black sand back. Now I can see there's some more gold starting to show up in here and really powder fine stuff too. I'll just push it right on up, just like that. Flatten it back out and continue the process. Now we're doing this rather quickly, and some of the really powder fine stuff is making it down into this here area, but that's just fine. This is really relaxing to me. I know some guys, I've watched some videos where they just absolutely hate panning. Well, if you get to that point, maybe it's time to start collecting aluminum cans, because this can really be fun. So we're getting pretty darn close now. And the last little bit here is going to be a little bit more tedious than that first batch here. So I'm going to do this off camera just so I don't have the most boring video in the entirety of YouTube. And we'll pick it back up when we have a nice little ring of gold there. Back in a bit. And just to show you the progress we're making, we're getting real close now. And I'll tell you right now, that is more than a quarter gram. You guys really nailed it again. I wonder if all your quarter gram bags are like that. You're going to go broke. Back in a bit. All right, we're real close to the end right now, and I want to show you a great way to clean the rest of that black sand out of there. Now, I've got this gold kind of scattered out there on purpose like that. I can shake it like that and make it come in contact with that pan. Now, while I'm rolling this water up and back, a small amount of black sand is coming out of that gold each and every time. Now, don't be afraid to grab your big meat hook finger here and just poke that water while the water is on the way back. You go ahead and poke that little pile of sand. That'll loosen that up, because some of them gold pieces are acting like little riffles in a sluice mat. They're holding that black sand, okay? So I'll just go ahead and I'll touch it like that here and there. And you can see there's there might be a speck or two coming down, but I'll just push them back up and just keep that same cadence going. you know, sooner or later you'll find out exactly how much water to send up to pull back down, that you're not pulling gold back with the black sand. Now this is working quite well, and we're gonna have nothing but nice clean gold here in just a minute. See that? That is fantastic. No, I wouldn't worry about grease on your finger and all that other stuff. You get enough jet dry in there. That's going to keep that gold from floating. As you can see, there is nothing floating in this pan. There's no gold in my viewing window right here. And we are just about black sand free. I think 3 more of these and we will be. And there you have it. 1, 2, 3. There's just a little bit of gold right there. I'll push it up and we're done. That is pure gold, no black sand. I can push that up into a nice little pile, grab my snuffer and collect it. And I'll do that, and I'll start work on the big bag. Back in a bit. All right. We are off on half of the bag, number 2. The big gram bag. Yeah, it looks to be about the same kind of stuff. All the real light materials coming out first. And instantly, I'm starting to see plenty of black material. They definitely want you to get your money's worth out of panning with this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and work this stuff down, and I'll get it in my big blue pan, and we'll take a look at it. Back in a bit. All right, now there was some great gold in that first half. But just because I like to use all my equipment, I'm going to go ahead and run the last half of that bag down with my big Getting Her Done pan. I love this pan. Absolutely love it. There's something about the texture of the bottom of this pan that just holds the gold amazingly. So I use it all the time. It's a little bit big for prospecting out in the field because it just holds on to so much material in that Garrett Super Sluice I have. That's the answer for out in the field. But for in my shop doing this type of stuff, this is the one this is my go-to right here. I got 2 go-tos in here. I go to the fridge, grab cold beer, and I use this pan. Let me get this one run down. We'll put all that gold in a pile and we'll take a look at it. Back in a bit. All right, here's the gold from our second half of that gram bag. There's some really nice stuff in there. Take a look at that. All right, I'm going to put it all together and we'll take a look at all of it together. Back in a bit. All right, I've got all that gold cleaned up and in my black pan so we can take a look at it. And I have my macro lens on. That's some really nice looking gold. Let me pan over some of that stuff. There's some really nice looking chunks in there too. Look at that. Really nice going, guys. Let me pound that off of there so we get a bird's eye view without all this darn glare. Now that is a nice pile of gold. There's my finger for reference. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in my little baby pan. And we'll get it on the furnace over there or up in the window where it can dry out. And we'll take a look at it. Back in a bit. All right, that gold's in my windowsill in the heat, drying up. And we'll leave that dry up so we can weigh it out. That'll give me an opportunity to show you what's up for grabs in July's Patreon giveaway. We're going to have 4 prizes this month, all right? Let's go through them. Here's number 1. For the first time ever, we've got Flower Gold Wizard Rigby Edition Pay Dirt. Here's a 1.5 gram bag. Flower Gold Wizard main logo. We've got a Rigby Edition logo. And this awesome gold nugget. Look at that baby. Now I've got my scale right here. We'll turn that on and see how much this weighs. 1.57 grams. That's right. That is going with that Patreon giveaway. And this awesome rock I got from paparockzee. He gave me a whole bag of these babies. Look at how gorgeous that is. That is 1 prize right there. That is awesome. Prize number 2. Another Rigby Edition Pay Dirt bag with 1.5 grams of gold in it. Now this is all flower gold, but mind you, not a lot of places have the kind of gold you're going to find out in California. That's why I'm Flower Gold Wizards, because I'm doing it out here in the Midwest where it's a little more realistic for us. So that bag's going. You get a channel sticker, another channel sticker with the rig bomb on it, and another really cool specimen rock I got from paparockzee. Look at that one there. Nice and terminated quartz. That is really, really cool. And I'm also throwing in this Sawtooth mat. Now this is 6 inches wide. It's pre-glued, pre-taped. And this mat works awesome for flower gold. Look at that profile on there. This stuff works wonders. It's 2 feet long, and that's a separate package. That is awesome right there. I love that package myself. Prize number 3. I've got a main channel Flower Gold Wizard Pay Dirt, 0.15 gram. 2 channel stickers. 1 giant I want the can sticker. You're gonna like that. I got another one of those cool rocks from Paparockzee that's going along with it. And a bag of Flower Gold Wizard XXX Black Poison loaded with gold. And underneath all that, I've got one of these forms right here. Now this is the Mega High-Low VMAT form from Alan Robertson's channel. Now I've got a bunch of them because he was sending to me to test, and I know exactly the system I want, so I have no more use for this particular silicone mat form. But you are really going to enjoy that. That stuff works awesome. And for prize number 4, I've got a bag that I got from Ron F. Now he's got a YouTube channel and he does a lot of giveaways, and he does go out and he does a lot of prospecting too. But he sent me this bag. It's his Indiana Experience Sample Bag plus silver. Now I have no idea what's in that bag other than for sure some silver, but I'm assuming there's gold in it. It's not a huge bag by any means, but there's still some great stuff in that bag, I'm sure. Along with a couple of channel stickers and a bag of XXX Flower Gold Wizard Black Poison and another one of those awesome rocks from Paparockzee. Look at that. Man, does he ever do a nice job on them. So that's what's up for grabs in July's Patreon giveaway. Do not miss it. Back in a bit. All right, I've got all that gold dried out in my little frying pan here. That windowsill works pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my scale on. Turn that light off. For those of you guys out there that leave that light on, it's tough to see the numbers on the camera if you don't turn that light off. Heads up. And we'll tear that baby out, and we'll see what we wind up with. Let me dump that right on there. There we are. Look at there, 1.42 grams. That is awesome. They did send some extra. You know where that gold goes? Same place it always goes. Right in the can. That's right. Somebody's going to win that. Back in a bit. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Flower Gold Wizards in the Can. We threw another almost 1.5 grams in that baby. And we're creeping up on 2 ounces. That's right, 2 ounces. And like I said before, all you got to do is be a subscriber. And like you saw, we have some awesome prizes for the July Patreon giveaway. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I use a lot of that money for gas and campsites and equipment and, you know, obviously Patreon prizes. I'd like to give a special thank you to paparockzee, Ron F., and the 3 Nuggeteers. You helped make this Patreon extra special, and we threw something in the can. So until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please do leave a comment. It helps build my channel. Check out the Patreon page in the description below. Flower Gold Wizards out.